Oh no, now I'm future Keith. Now I get to deal with what's happening. Alright, well I should sleep. Click, click, click. Let's do the usual. See if the 4 hours work out. For pumping down that exhaustion, pumping up that health, and my infection's a problem now. Alright, infection's very high, hunger's very high. Hunger I know how to deal with, infection I know less about how to deal with. Look, a lemon. I have a lot of nuts in my inventory. Bread. Milk. I've been dehungerified. Unfortunately, my reputation's in the shitter. It's the shittiest that it's ever shat. And also, it's only 3:30 in the afternoon. Okie dokie. This would normally be the first part of my new day, session-wise. But since I associate finishing my session with finishing the day, but I mostly just end it when the quest is over, and then then the next day I play, I deal with the transition to the next day via taking some drugs and sleeping, and that usually already is enough to be in the next day. But I'm still in the same day now. Hi, shit. You know what you do is you don't sell anything that helps with infection. All I can do is increase my immunity. Wiring. Blah. Blah, 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 blah. Alright, that infection's getting pretty up there, isn't it? Sure hope somebody starts selling drugs that deal with the infection soon, because, I don't think they exist yet. Huh. This is already shaping up to be a different playthrough, because I'm more infected than I've ever been before. On one hand, I could easily fix this by just not getting infected as much as I was back then, or not get infected at all, via the power of time travel, but I kind of want to solve the problem. Kind of sounds like an interesting thing to deal with, because exploring mechanical problems is basically the basis of video games to some extent. Yeah. Unfortunately, I think the extent of what I can do might literally just be wait until tomorrow in whatever state I'm in. The infection will proceed, especially since the infections are supposed to grow exponentially. But yeah, I want those drugs that reduce your infection by a percentage. And that's not really what my current setup right now. But if I steal from enough people's houses, maybe that's what I'll find. Ha! No, I don't need more immunity boosters. I think you can technically spread its, maybe I should do that. If you increase your current level of immunity, I think you can reduce the rate at which infection grows. So I probably should just do that as a preventative measure right now. Immunity is a little higher. There we go. That'll at least help me a bit as we go throughout the rest of the day, but immunity goes back down pretty quickly, unfortunately. Alright. So now to the main event. Stealing from people. Sneaky, sneaky. Don't worry, I'm a good person. I'm definitely going to be trying to steal from people, and especially if I can get more food to deal with my food supply. Because between how expensive my food's gonna get... I just want that milk. Can I have the milk? What if I look over here? She didn't see that. She didn't see that. Okay, cool. Why couldn't there be more things in here? Sneaking. I snuck in. Should never suspect a thing about where that milk went. I am the genius sneaky man. Sneaky girl. King of the sneaks. King of the queen of the sneaks. I'm sneaking. You can't see me. Look over here. Wow, what's happening over there, man? That's crazy. I'm gonna sneak over here. Never gonna see me coming. Shit, there's nothing in there. I can convince her to not look over here real quick. Stop looking over here. Stop looking. Shit, there's nothing there. Whoa, crazy. Hey lady, yeah, close proximity attracts you into looking in that direction. Isn't that crazy? How does nature do that? I'm gonna sneak now. Yeah, got it. Yeah. I think I'm gonna have fun with this. The escalation towards, having to shoot everyone in a house as the horror specs as I robbed places was exciting to an extent when I was dealing with looters. But this could be pretty fun. Me running around trying to trick the AI into not looking at directions so that I can then steal stuff without detection. Why are you so observant, little girl? Stop it. Damn it. Be more observant. Ha, wow, crazy, haha, loud noises. Excuse me, excuse me, excuse me. Stop looking. Damn it. Damn it. Hi, how you doing? Wow, you have the same drugs as everybody else. Yeah, I think before the infection starts, like, properly, I think all the, drugs that help reduce it basically don't exist in the map. Because they're a lot more common later, that's for sure. And at this point in the story, I think they basically aren't in existence. Hi, wow, crazy, whoa. I'm jumping on your bed. Isn't this a affront against nature? Look at me getting all over your shit. Damn it. Stop looking at me. Why won't you stop looking at me? There's nothing in either of these things. It's a complete waste of time. You can't see me. Shit. Oh, this house sucks. Was this even worth a lockpick? What did I get? I got a milk. I got a ring and a hook. And I think I got a little money. I'm actually probably in a good spot to buy some stuff once things are buyable. The main problem I have right now is that things cannot be purchased. Hey, a lockpick. Those cost 5. But all I can trade for them is nuts. I could. I mean, I've already got some lockpicks. I really want to try to save those up for a nice schmouder if I can. That's the goal. How about we barter for bullets? I could use some bullets. Is this worth 2? It's not. Get me those regular bullets for my regular gun. We'll see how much I actually use it in effect, but I'm keeping the possibility open at least. I'll probably just show like 1 or 2 houses a day, and then we'll mysteriously jump cut forward, and then you guys will just have to accept any inventory changes that happened as being, oh, I guess he looted those in further houses. So I definitely don't want to just show this loop of infinite looting for like 3 episodes straight, which it might be in some cases, because I might just loot for a while sometimes. Drugs! And he didn't notice me. Jumping! Look at me, dude! Look at me! Look at me! Look at me! Dude, are you like out of it, or what? Would he notice me in that position? I don't know how line of sight works exactly. When he's in like crouchy mode, is he like blind? Will you like to look over here? Whoa, I'm up here. Oh, she noticed that, huh? Suddenly you're the most observant person there ever was. Oh, is it because of my infection? Does it make you spooked about me? Egg? Got it. And also I'm dying. I'm dying of death. Immunity's already dropped from when I raised it. Cool. Haven't been caught yet. Got that going for me. This is one of those nice big houses with lots of rooms. The better to steal from with... I didn't really plan that sentence out. That one's gonna be a hard one. You're both looking at it at the same time. Don't mind me, I'm just gonna jump on you. Doesn't really work very well. Alright. It's gonna be very hard to steal from that particular spot. Look over here. It said look over there. Stop looking at me. Damn it. She's gonna be difficult. I should save that one for last. If I steal from them last, then maybe... Do you have timeout? I think they have timeout. Are you freaking out because you saw me steal? Oh no, did you just tell on me? Oh, are you freaking out because I stole, but you don't... But wait, does the guy have to see me? Those are really big first aid kits. Oh my god. That was a significant find, I gotta say. Is that how this works? Let's test things. Oops. I'm gonna go steal from these people and see if anyone... Like, how do you react to that? Look, I took a flower. Are you scared? Look at her cowering in her own house. She feels unsafe. I'm a bad person. But they don't tell on me? Oh, that's interesting to know. If they're women, they just sit there. Interesting strategy. Anyway, fresh meat. Ah! I'm under attack. Help. Help. Oh god. Help. Scared. Good. I did it. Well, that worked out for me. I got an egg and a milk and a fresh meat so far, I think, at the very least. Alright. Etc., etc. The lutinating was fruitful, I would say. I was able to deal with my infection situation, which was good, because it was like this fucking... it was full, almost. It was a problem. But one of the stores was selling 3 of those cut-it-in-half drugs. So I took 3 of the cut-it-in-half drugs. So now it's much lower, and by lower I mean it's like where it was yesterday, basically. Not great, but yeah. As expected, the moment it became day 3, people suddenly started selling drugs that were actually plague-related. Downside is the exhaustion meter is completely capped out, so now I need to try to sleep in the middle of the day. Hooray! We'll see how that goes. My health is pretty low. Not amazing overall, but hey, look at this haul. Got a bunch of random crap items, like 17 racers, 5 watches, and so on. Look at the food! God damn, everyone's gonna starve in this town because of me. I got some boots, which maybe I'll keep or maybe I'll sell them because they're worth a few thousand. Oh, calm down. Anyway, probably not gonna starve anytime soon, at least.
The rulers had to accept something was wrong. The terrifying discoveries have convinced them. One of them managed to curb the family feud.
Bad news. The governor will abuse his power, and the rest won't let him get away with this. Nothing's changed.
The town was placed in quarantine. From now on, the infected districts will be locked down, and no one will be able to leave until the situation is resolved.
Well, it won't be. They won't figure it out.
Wow. That's explicitly all of us being in a sandbox right there, isn't it? So I've gotten later than expected. And part of it is that reputation takes a while to repair. And the easiest way to repair right now is to fight a bunch of thugs. Hey, speaking of which, please don't throw. No, I said don't throw. They've started doing that. For a while I thought that maybe they weren't going to throw stuff at Clara for some reason. Which is definitely, they're definitely throwing knives again. So don't ever fear. Thankfully, once we're in melee combat, they just really don't close the gap for whatever reason. So that's handy. But yeah, that seems to be the most effective way to repair my reputation as of right now. Problem being that kind of hard to get the enemies to show up. For now, at least. In my head, I was thinking, oh, well, I was thinking we're gonna like run around and kill guys for like 2 hours or something. Then the moment it's midnight, I'll start the day, and that's when I'll start running around and doing as many quests as I possibly can as fast as possible, and so on. Because I was able to pick up the quest like the moment it became midnight before, which was the big surprise. But that doesn't really work out mathematically. First of all, the enemies don't really even start showing up until like 10 o'clock at night, but really they don't show up consistently until like 11 o'clock or even midnight itself. Here comes the knife. Oh my god, I saw it go by. I'm not used to seeing it in the air like that. But yeah, like these guys just are really stingy with their spawns around 10 o'clock. Like I think they're technically possible, but they're super rare. And so no real progress is made towards reputation repair at that point. So I need to go even later and just wait. And so by the time it was time to go watch the play, because it was midnight and everything, I found that it just wasn't really reasonable. I have to do a quick heal or I'm gonna die. My current plan is to go home and rest, but I need to get there alive. I've got some money. The cost difference there is absurd. I don't think fresh meat turns out to be worth it mathematically usually. Lucky if you find it, but probably don't want to buy it. But yeah, I basically have to stay around for like another 4 hours into the day, just trying to hunt basically and fight things. But I also did more lockpicking. Every now and then one of them will just drop a lockpick. I'm like, alright, I guess I'm gonna break into a house now. And then I just run around and grab everything, which, knowing that all of the female characters don't do anything at all if they see you, they just run around. They don't even report you. That definitely changed things a bit. I got a bit faster. And yeah, I'm getting used to how to manipulate the male ones to like look away. They do a weird thing where their head will physically lock on to looking at you when they're looking at you. So when their head suddenly stops looking at you, that's when you're safe to like hit the crouch button and sneak around behind them, and they probably won't turn to face you, which is weird. There's a plague district. You can see it on the buildings. I'll make a manual save just in case, because maybe today will be a hard day for its quest or something. But ideally, I would like to sleep for 4 hours and then pick up the questing from there. And just hope that it works out and that I can get it all done. Shouldn't be that bad, because on a lot of my quest days, I have no choice but to wait until 7 o'clock, because they usually don't even give them to you then. In fact, these people might have not been willing to give me the quest until 7 anyway. Today. Yesterday could have been an exception. Day 3, in which the Changeling endeavors to hunt their impudent sister down and uncover habitual villain's sins. Can I just point out that these guys are like emotionally manipulative, and they're clearly taking advantage of me. The Changeling seems so sardonic and sarcastic and in control, and like she knew everything, and like she was really in charge of the situation, is how she always seems to talk when you're playing as other characters, especially via her her voiced dialogue and her really condescending intro her condescending role in the intro conversation. But she's so, in her dialogue, she's confusingly like childlike and innocent sounding constantly, and when we're playing as her now. But I can't help but notice that these people are like exploiting her as labor and power. They don't even feed me. They have pretended to adopt me as their daughter, and they don't even feed me food. They've got like the nicest house in the entire game, and they don't even feed me their adopted daughter. No wonder there's a falling out where they just betray Clara, and Clara ends up living on the streets again like a few days later, basically, as far as I can remember from the other people's campaigns. Because they don't even feed me. They don't care about her.
Don't let anyone scare you. No one will dare touch you while I'm of influence.
You have walked around and observed much. Tell me, Clara, how does this disease spread? Through breath? Through touch? Or perhaps through blood-sucking insects? Those have grown in number of late. I would expect so. You live in like a swamp. It spreads via creepy clouds inside of houses that chase you. Why can't I say that? I don't know, Father. How could I? I'm no scientist. Come closer, my daughter. Tell me, advise me what measures must be taken to stop the epidemic. Where do we send our brave patrolmen and the executor's suicide squads? That's not for me to decide, Father. My advice would be of little use here. There's nothing wrong with you saying this. I am thinking aloud. I would like to know whether the Harbinger agrees with me, for there is someone else speaking through your lips, is there not? Yes, there is. 5 years ago, the sand plague broke out of the poor districts where, due to our negligence, the social and sanitary conditions have become truly appalling. If, like the plague, it's spread by blood-sucking fleas and their host animals, perhaps a culling of bulls and other domestic animals would be the best solution. Why cull bulls? Bulls don't get fleas. They aren't a threat. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. Don't say a word to anyone about the plague. I refuse to allow a panic, and so I will ban all expressions of mourning. Let them celebrate instead. To the bachelor, I recommended that he reassure sick people, saying that they have been afflicted with a general condition. There's already talk of the sand plague at every street corner. Aren't these measures coming a little late? Let no one talk about the sand plague for as long as possible. Now, if anyone attempts to escape and is heard saying the disease is incurable and a pair of boots is the best medicine, that person must be taken into custody. Is that something you would endorse? You're looking for the cause in the wrong place. That is my job to do. Do not worry about that. To be the ruler during a plague is a cursed part to play, and a grievous burden. A man doomed to nothing but error. Yes, all those measures are just a way to comfort ourselves. My only hope is you. I hope you have not allowed despair to take over you yet. Do I need to restate my request? Whatever happens, I'm only fulfilling my purpose. You shall visit a singer named Anna Angel. Of all the black souls in our town, this is the blackest. The Willows used to be the happiest house in the side of town, and we were happy to have such neighbors. Now every crack in the walls of that house is oozing blood and tears. My God, what happened there? No one knows. Ever since Anna came to our town, she has always gotten away with whatever she did. Neither does anyone know what happened to all the former dwellers of that house. They had been a family, and a tight-knit one. Do you suspect her? I suspect that one of the bloodthirstiest ghouls that walk the earth has infiltrated our town in the shape of that singer. Have you heard about the caravan? Of course you haven't. Ask her about it and see what she has to say. All right. You frightened me so much.
The rabble is completely out of control. They must have been bottling up their lowly instincts for quite some time.
It's a terrible idea. If you have an epidemic, you don't just go hush-hush about it. You spread awareness as fast as possible so people can take measures to protect themselves. Isolate themselves, quarantine. If you just go quiet about it, then that's how the plague always gets worse. He has the worst idea.
What is this disease?
Is your faith firm, my dear daughter? Have you faced any temptations on your path that made you doubt the truth I profess? For I have nothing with which to convince you, but the love brewing inside me ever stronger. I'm firm, Mother. Do you remember everything I have told you about those bound of yours who are infected with utopian heresy, and about some of them, or perhaps many of them, being instrumental in bringing the wrath of heaven upon our town? It must be so, Mother. There's a mansion in the stone yard called the Stillwater. living there is a girl named Eva Jan. Both good and bad things are said about her. She is said to be affectionate and depraved, a kind soul while also voluptuous. I am not talking about that. Lust is not the kind of sin to incur such a punishment. Why are you talking about her then? Eva has been led astray by utopian ideas. What has particularly captured my attention is that Eva, the gentle Eva Jan, is spending an extraordinary amount of time at the town's cathedral. There is no knowing as to what is drawing her there, but her way of life is so incongruous with such a piety. It is mysterious. I'll try to solve it, Mother. Eve, her name's become Eve now, is gentle and weak. Begin with her. She is unlikely to be rude to you. Try to use your powers on her first, for from then on you will commune with some dangerous and difficult interlocutors. They may overwhelm you with their rage, rendering you unable to sway them. I'll try, Mother.
The wheel of my fortune has touched me in a dream.
Oh, the pressure. If only you knew how hard it is for me. I know, the entire burden of the earth is weighing you down. So we definitely have a strong pattern where each of them individually give me a quest. They each want to rule the town, but on two different levels. One of them via basically managing a religion, and one of them by managing a militia. And the two do this separately without talking to each other at all, seemingly, about what they're doing. Or at the very least, I think there's more of a one-sided trust. Alexander actively seeks any information that Katerina will give him and believes all of it, but Katerina is selective of what she shares with him in return. So it is kind of one-sided, I suppose. These are always a little tempting because they could be traded for something really decent, potentially. You were at the 5. I think they go up in price pretty quickly. I think it might be more efficient to buy the cheaper ones than the more expensive ones, as far as, like, the price of the items versus what you'll get for them. But yeah, the fact that I'm, like, dying of plague and starving to death immediately in the story, and the, people that adopted me have put no effort towards helping me with that. They're like, here's a bed, now you're our daughter, do all these things for us. It's like, oh, these are exploitative, shitty people. At least everyone else was some variation of, like, ward or employee. Hell, the Bachelor is arguably not even an employee, just kind of like a visitor that they're cooperating with a bit. Like an investigator, like if Sherlock Holmes shows up or something. As opposed to, like, Clara, they're like, you are our daughter now. Starve.